It may seem now when we are one, be more good about you call yourself or where you come from. Yeah, there's a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let the light shine. We're so strong when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Wise when I'm cold, grace and let go. Trust the flow. There's a people in love when you follow your heart. Together we are strong. We could ever be apart. No matter what you call yourself, where you come from, yes. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. Breathe in out slowly. All that's around you, all that could be, all that's in love. Let it go. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. Be who you are. Let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. When we unite. We unite. Grand risings, everyone. Welcome. Y'all know I gotta be extra, right? My cup is so filled and overflowing today. And I just wanted to say welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Ocala. There's still some music playing in the background. Ah, there it goes. All right, welcome, welcome. Any first-time visitors today? Well, it is true. He caught it, right? Any first-time visitors today, which means you just got here. We are in the present moment. Any first-time visitors today? Woo! Congratulate yourself because you are here in this space today, celebrating together, lending your energy to the vibes, right? The vibes of that which is our community. So, Center for Spiritual Living, Ocala, who are we and what are we about? We like to kind of say this every time we get an opportunity, just as a reminder. And who am I? Well, my name is Donna Davis Andervis, and I am one of the practitioners here at Center for Spiritual Living Ocala, one of two practitioners. We stand next to our inspirator, Cindy, Reverend Cindy, to up-level and to uphold this teaching in our community by practicing it as much as we can every day in the moment. Ah, Here we are. Our mission here at Center for Spiritual Living Ocala is that we embody and share truth principles and spiritual practices that empower us to awaken to the power and presence that lies within and all around us, so that we may facilitate spiritual healing and the elevation of our individual and collective consciousness. For me, spiritual healing, it starts with that spirit first. The spirit then tells the mind how to think about itself, and then the mind dumps the hormones into the body, and then the body behaves or misbehaves. So we start with the spirit first, and we elevate ourselves individually, and thus do it collectively by recognizing how perfect we all are. And the vision here is that we are a thriving new thought community dedicated to spiritual growth and practice, sacred activism, and the transformative love that reveals our interconnectedness and oneness. And when we mean by sacred activism, we mean that it is the intersection of consciousness and action. It is a place where prayer and service activate love, and spiritual principles become lived practice. Sacred activism is how we show up as a beneficial presence in the world. And how many people would like to be beneficial? I would like to leave it better than I found it. And so this is how we do it. And together as a community, we chose these values. If it rings true for you, I invite you to say it out loud or in your heart. Wholeness of spirit, spiritual and personal growth, collaborative, synergistic community, abundance and prosperity, love and compassion, appreciation and gratitude, peace and balance, power of freedom, diversity and inclusion, generosity. And thank you so much for those values. I know this song here, ooh, I didn't mean to flip right to the song. So can we go back just a little bit? Thank you. Back again, one more time. There we go. So Norma and I started doing music at one point in our world.
Right after Foundations.
Right after Foundations.
Rich.
And the thing about this kind of work is when you really start to go within, Spirit starts to unfold things for you. And sometimes you get this wonderful surprise that says, hey, guess what? You're a songwriter. That was Norma. No clue she could do this.
Never written a song before in my life. I took Foundations and the world
And then,
just opened up.
Bow yeah, it just started happening. So the invitation is that you just never know how you are going to, oh, it's this mic.
This mic is hot, Rich. Very hot.
Yeah, she is hot. Y'all got that, right? So this is one of the songs that we wrote, and it was because we thought, man, this teaching could really change you. And then what do? Well, you change the life you learn, and then you have to keep practicing it. You got to learn the life you changed. And that's how you get those new neural pathways. That's how you end up not taking the old paradigm, right? And that's how you do it. Keep doing it. Change your life and then learn the life you've changed. And that's what this song means. All right.
That's our daughter, the mermaid, by the way.
Those that have always will. Nothing that you can do. All man is born into sin. Yourself you have to prove. Open your eyes to see the truth. There's no more shadow of doubt. We're all born perfect in this world. Can you just figure it out? You can change the life you learn and learn the life you change. You now know the secret, all is yours. The universe is sharing Open the doors, anything you want, and everything you need is completely yours if you truly believe. I can't have, I can't do. We're all in the past, no longer part of you. Let go of your own negative thoughts. They are holding you back. Open your mind to the truth. Find yourself a new track. Y'all got it now. Sing along. You can change the life you learn and learn the life you change. You now know the secret, all is yours. The universe is sharing. Open the doors, anything you want. And everything you need is completely yours if you truly believe. All right, now we got to add a little twist to it, right? The universe has no limit. And what you gonna do with it, It's power that you can do anything you want to. Own this power, embrace the divine. Shake off the shackles, leave all doubts behind. You should know the chorus by now. You can change the life you learn and learn the life you change. You now know the secret, all is yours. The universe is sharing. Open the doors, anything you want, and everything you need is completely yours if you truly believe. Sometimes we got to remember this part. The universe has no limit. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Thank you, Joyful Expression. You know, it's so funny, this song, when we were doing it, the kids, like we told our daughter yesterday, we were like, oh, we don't like this song. It's unfinished. It's not right. And then you know what occurred to me while I was up here doing this shaker? Because I couldn't play the djembe to it, which was a very big disappointment, is that it's an all sing for the audience. Mm-hmm. How was it for you guys? Could you guys sing along with that song? So the song should stay just like this. We just make it an all sing for the audience. Blessed love, thank you. And hey, guess what? Guess who's coming up, y'all? Our inspirator, Reverend Cindy Grimes. Come on. Roping is what we say in Jamaica. Roping sister. Come on up here, man.
Thank you.
Come on
Thank
up
you,
here.
Donna.
Some
Thank you.
stuff just falls out of this woman's lips. And like I said, sometimes she puts me on blast because I walk in here thinking I'm hiding from my pain. And then I walk in here and she's like, so, did you think about blah, 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 blah. It's all good because that is why we grow. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Oh, thank you, Donna. Ooh, I call myself out first. Ooh, now I'm hot, huh? Am I hot today? Oh, thank you. And welcome especially to our first-time visitors. Welcome, everybody. Give yourselves a hug. I'm so glad you're here on this beautiful day. So, so we're talking about letting go. That is our theme for the month, right? Releasing. And so we started last week, and we're going to take a little bit deeper dive today. And I just want to tell you a little story. Some of y'all might know this character, Jack. So Jack was walking along in the forest, having a good old time, and didn't realize how close he was to the edge of the ravine. And he falls over the cliff. And thankfully, he grabbed onto this branch and he starts screaming, "Help! Help! Somebody please help me!" Nothing happens for a while. He's starting to lose his hope and his faith. And he, "Help! Someone please help me!" And he hears a voice that says, "Jack, I see you. I hear you. I'm here for you." Oh, thank God. Thank God. Well, why, yes, you're welcome. What do you mean? Well, I'm God. Well, where are you? I'm all around you. Well, are you going to send some help? Do you trust me, Jack? And of course, Jack says, "Yes, and if you help me, God, I will do anything you want. I will stop sinning. I'll help my neighbors. I'll do all the good things I'm supposed to do." And God says, "Don't get ahead of yourself there, Jack. You're okay. You're okay. All right, well, wait till you get down. Do you have faith in me?" "Yes, God, of course I have faith in you." "Then let go of the branch." What do you think Jack did? "Help! Help! Is there anyone else up there?" Someone else send a rope. That happen to anybody else? Y'all ever resist much? You get the prompting. Sometimes it's gentle. Let it go. Let it go. Sometimes you don't hear it or you don't want to listen. And then it comes at you with the 2x4. Yes? That ever happen to anybody else? All right. So letting go is just, it is a tremendous skill and ability. And I think we have it when we come into the world, right? We don't think about these things as children. We just let go. You get upset about something and you cry, and then, you have a little ice cream or you see your friend playing across the street and it's done. But as adults, we don't let go quite as easily sometimes as our young people do. And it really is just this easy, letting go. It isn't on the in breath, it's on the out breath, right? Imagine if we were just to hold on to our breath all the time. I said this last week. I thought it was kind of funny, right? Imagine you hold on to this breath and you go, "This is a really, really good one. I'm not going to let it go." Right? We don't do that, of course, because life is about accepting and releasing, right? Giving and taking and accepting. It's just this constant motion, right, of giving and receiving. So, how do we release? How do we release? We talked about this last week. So if you want to go and get the deeper dive, we did a little bit of a workshop. And so we started with talking about emotional releasing. And so the first thing is that you have to decide that you're ready to release. And we hold on to so many things, right? We hold on to clutter. We hold on to emotional baggage. We hold on to memories. We hold on to, what coulda, shoulda, all of those things that we do to ourselves. And so, how do we release those things, and why is it important to release? Right? Because if you're holding on to all of this stuff, you can't accept what it is that Spirit is offering you next, right? So, first, you have to decide, I'm willing to let it go. That's the first thing. So, recognizing the benefit of letting go or holding on, whatever it is, and acknowledging the cost, right? Sometimes the cost is real clear, that what we are holding on to is no longer for our highest and best good. And sometimes it feels wonderful and you want to hold on to it forever because you're afraid that nothing this good is going to happen again. But that's not the nature of life, right? So we take it in and we let go. So you recognize the benefit and acknowledge the cost of both holding on and letting go so you can make a good decision. Then, as we spoke last week, the letting go that I talked about mostly was about letting go of emotions, right? And in our language, we don't do that very easily either, because we say things like, "I am angry, I am sad, I am whatever, fill in the blank." But the truth is, you're not any of those things. You are the awareness, you're the consciousness that is experiencing anger, sadness, whatever the thing happens to be. Right? So welcome in the emotion. And here's the other thing. We can't selectively accept and deny. Like, I'm going to let myself feel all of my anger, but I'm not going to let myself feel my sadness. That doesn't work either. Right? You have to let it all in and let it go. Right? So welcome the emotion, Refrain from denying it, suppressing it, pushing it down like so many of us do, right? I don't get angry. Yeah, right. How many of you have said that or know people that say that? Oh, nothing bothers me. Yeah. And then you've got ulcers and high blood pressure and all these things that are happening in your body because your body knows the truth. And then there's overexpression, which is, explosive, like that kind of thing, which also is a way of hanging on to the emotion. We make it so big that, you want everybody around you to be feeling it. So none of those things are helpful in this conversation of releasing. The other thing that you can do is just dive right into it. Instead of suppressing it, instead of denying it, just let yourself feel whatever the heck it is that you need to feel, right? And do it in a way that is helpful for you. Don't do it like the person who's so angry, like a pressure cooker, and you take the top off and it blows up. That's not really helpful, right? You want to let it off a little bit at a time, let off that steam a little, but dive into it. And you see what happens when you go into that fear, when you go into the anxiety, when you go into deep into the feeling, it's just a feeling and it goes poof. It'll just disappear. I encourage you, try it. Try it. Next time that thing is bubbling up and it's scaring you or it's bothering you, just dive into it. Really go into that emotion and see what's there, and you'll find out it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just information for you. And then, of course, practicing. Life gives us plenty of opportunities to practice, right? Doesn't it? Every day. You might have had some already this morning. I think we had a few in here as we were prepping this morning of emotions, right? And there's the upset and there's the this and the that. Okay, let's just let it be, and then it dissipates and it's gone. So we spoke about this again. This is more of the review from last week. So emotions are energy, right? When we welcome them in, as I said, they just, instead of suppressing them, they just kind of dissipate. Awareness is healing. What we fully allow, we outgrow, and then we get to reclaim the power that we have given away to our emotions. That is incredibly valuable. See, because those things that we're trying to suppress, that we're trying to hold down, think about the energy it takes to hold down a beach ball when you're in the water. Right? You can hold one down for a while, but then let's toss in another one. Well, maybe you can hold two. Well, let's toss in another one, right? Imagine that, what that looks and feels like to try and keep all this stuff down so that people don't see it, right? There's a lot of energy that we expend in suppressing our emotions, right? So it's very helpful to learn how to release them. So the awareness of that is healing. Letting go then restores the flow. Letting go of that tension allows you then to feel what is underneath all of that, which is the joy and the love that we have when we come into this world. It's what we're made of. It's who we are at our essence. And then the benefits for mind, body, and spirit. Letting go builds resilience and courage. It enhances mindfulness and presence. It promotes nervous system regulation. Yes, we've been doing a lot of this stuff on nervous system regulation. Anybody else need that lately? These practices that we are doing, I tell you, I teach what I need to learn. I teach what I need to learn because when I take a look at my Facebook feed or I catch a headline and I see the news and I find out what is happening in the world, it can take my breath away. I can go into that fear very quickly. But again, remembering it's just an emotion. And right here, right now, we are all safe. We are all secure. We are all here right now where we need to be, doing what is ours to do. So we practice these things. That's why I teach what I teach, is so that I can get really good at it. So when the thing comes and it's the offense and it hits me, whatever the thing is, that I can see it, I can breathe through it, and I can come back to a space of calm so that I know how to react in the best possible way and not let my mind be hijacked by negative emotions. Can anyone else use that? Yes. All right. Very good. You're in the right place. And we let go of all of that. It deepens our connection with spirit and with our intuition. And so last week we did an exercise. How many of you were here? A few of you were here. So sorry you missed it. You'll have to go on and watch, but you can't do the little magic thing we did with the paper. So we did an exercise, and I didn't share this where I was first introduced to this activity because I thought I'd share it today. And some of you have heard it before, so just bear with me. But what we did was a releasing practice. So I invited folks to take the things that were weighing on them, whatever things they might want to let go of, and write it down on this little slip of paper. It was about the size of a label. And then they brought it up here and put it in a bowl of water and stirred it, and it disappeared. And it's like magic. Well, the first time I experienced that was on a retreat with a group of about 100 ministers, my peers. And the occasion was my panel for ordination. So in our movement here in Centers for Spiritual Living, you have to be in a pulpit for at least 3 years, and there are all these hoops you have to jump through before you become ordained. And so I was at that point of my ordination, and the event was being held at this retreat in Dallas. This was 2018. I was 3 years into my ministry. And so what was going on, interestingly enough, is not too different from what's happening here at the center right now. We were going through a financial challenge, and it was a tough time for me as a new minister. You know, I don't want to stand up here and be talking about finances being difficult and all of this. And finally, I just worked up the nerve and I got up here and I told the truth, right? And things started to change. You know, I said, well, let me just back up a little bit. I told the truth about our financial situation, and I said, I'm going to have to find a part-time job because I'm not getting paid right now. And I need to make a living. I can't do this. I'm not just doing this as a volunteer. I can't afford to do that. And I don't know what that looks like. So nobody feel guilty. Don't feel bad about it. This is just our situation. So I put it out there. Do you know that that evening, that very same evening, I got a call from my friends at the River Phoenix Center for Peace Building. They saw some of the work that I had done as a volunteer with them. I used some of their curriculum in the prison where I was volunteering. And they said, our program director just quit. And we love what you have done with our work. Would you think about coming to work for us? We know you're super busy. And if you can't do it, maybe you could recommend someone. I said, well, as a matter of fact, I just happen to have some room in my schedule. How amazing is that, right? And then the Science of Mind magazine, which we have out there in the hallway, had Ken Gordon on the cover, who was the leader of our movement at that time. And it says right on the cover, be a center of peace. And I'm going to go work for this peace building center part-time. I was so excited, right? Now I'm going for my ordination panel, and I'm going to tell these folks, right, about what miracles are happening in my life. So I get to Dallas. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't eaten lunch. I grab a sandwich, go to the center where I'm going to have this panel interview with three panelists, asking me questions. And I'm so excited because my licensing panel was amazing. I felt like I had met new friends. And so I walked into this panel just excited. The party was already planned here in Ocala for when I got back. And I sit in this interview and I start sharing with them the amazing things that are happening in my ministry. Only they didn't see it like I did. All they heard was that, I guess what they heard was my center was failing financially and I was taking another job. And so I walked out. They said, take a break, go sit outside. I went and sat with my mentor for a minute. She says, how's it going? I said, not good. Not good. I don't know what's happening. It's like the questions are going sideways. I don't know what's going on. So I walk back in and they say, come back next year and we'll panel again. I was stunned, absolutely stunned. I've worked my ass off in this pulpit for all of these years. I've been working without getting paid. And don't you see the miracles? No, they didn't see any of that. The next thing is dinner with my peers. And I'm thinking I must have some kind of sign over my head, like everybody can see something about me. I'm not ready for this. I don't know. Then we go into the sanctuary for a process, a visioning process. And so we're all seated together. I'm between two friends, and I'm sobbing. Like, I can't believe this has happened. I just want to go home, get under the covers. You know, the first question of this visioning process is, what is Spirit's highest vision for your ministry? And I sat there in my tears. I don't know. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know why I'm here. I don't understand what just happened. I'm just beside myself. So that's the first question. The second question is, what do you need to release? And they gave me a label-sized piece of this disappearing paper. I didn't know that's what it was, but that's what they handed all of us. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. How am I going to fit everything on this little piece of paper that I need to let go of right now, right? My anger, my humiliation, resentment, I mean, so much stuff, right? All of this stuff, I'm just writing and I'm crying and all of that. And I go and I put the label in the bowl and they swirl it away. I swirl it away. I go and I sit back in my seat. The next question is, what do you embrace? And I'm not kidding you. It went through me like a bolt of lightning because I had just been teaching the week before about owning your own power. And I said, girl, you need to own your power. And it was one of these, like, shake that off. I felt it, I felt it. And everything shifted in that moment. So the next part of we go on with the exercise. Last thing they do is they say, would anybody like to share about how that experience was for you? I raise my hand and I say, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Cindy Grimes, and I'm one of a dozen people that paneled here this weekend, and I am the only one that failed. And I can't begin to tell you how painful it is to think that anybody here is questioning my commitment to my ministry, questioning my consciousness, questioning anything about me. But this is what happened to me during that process. And I shared what I just shared with you. And then I said, and by the way, tomorrow morning I will be facilitating a workshop on peace building, which was also part of the reason I was there, right? To lead a workshop on peace building the next morning. So I said, I will be facilitating a workshop for you tomorrow morning. And I would really love for you all to pray for me because I want to bring you my very best. I don't want to bring you the pain. I want to bring you my best, and I want to do what I came here to do. And do you know that they stood up and they gave me a standing ovation? And during that weekend, 2 of the top people in our organization came to me at different points and said, if you'd ever like to move to fill in the blank and take over my ministry, you're at the top of a very short list. 2 of them. And it was just this roller coaster, of a thing. And I learned so much out of that experience. And I can't say that I stayed at the top here because I was immediately back down here. It was like this all weekend, especially when I thought, now I have to come back home and tell my community that I have to wait another year. There was all of that drama. But I learned so much from that experience, so much. I can't even, number one, it was standing in my own power and my own truth, right? Because I share some things that other people don't understand, this whole idea of peace building. And, if I'm talking at City Hall with someone or I'm at the school board making a statement, there are going to be people who don't get me. There are going to be people who are questioning my motives. There are going to be people who just don't understand. And I have to be able to stand in my truth and know who I am and do what is mine to do, regardless of what anybody else thinks, right? And the workshop, how'd the workshop go? Thank you, Norma. The workshop was amazing. There were people literally, I'm not kidding you, out in the hallway, spilled out in the hall. And there were folks from home office that were there to watch and to listen. Yeah. And one of them came to me afterward and she said, I see you. We see you, we hear you. We want to help midwife what it is that you're bringing into our community. because it hasn't been done before. We haven't seen it before, right?
And they did not see the TED Talk. Had they seen the TED Talk,
Had they seen the TED Talk, they might have known. Anyway. But the other beautiful thing that I learned was the value of community, because it was those people sitting next to me holding my hand. It was all the people that patted my back. It was the phone calls. It was my husband. It was my spiritual community when I came back here that just embraced me and said, "We see you. We see you. What happened over there is irrelevant. We know who you are. We know who you are." And then a year later, panic attack. Literally, that's a story for another day. I did my panel, and of course I passed. So I've been ordained now since 2019. So, but I learned the value of community. And as I said, it was that letting go. You know, I let go of the anger. I let go of the resentment. I let go of the attachment. Like, these people are supposed to know me. There was and sometimes when you let go and the truth bubbles up, it's not always pretty. You don't always like it, but it's better than living a lie, right? It's better than living a lie. Knowing your truth, living in your truth, is always better than living somebody else's truth, right? So let go, letting go. So with that whole letting go thing, remember, you're not your possessions. You know that, right? We all know that. Everybody in here knows that. You're not the car you drive. You're not your money. You're not any of that stuff. You're not your body either. We are not our bodies. That's a hard one, right? Because we live inside of this body. It feels like this is who we are, but we're not our bodies either. We're also not our emotions, right? We've established that. I'm not angry. I am the one who is experiencing anger right now. We're also not our roles. You may be a mother, you may be a caregiver, whatever that thing is, but that's not who you are either. Nor are you your accomplishments. Nor are you the programming, the things of life that says this is who you are because you were born a woman, because you were born Black, because you're gay or you're lesbian. You're not any of those things either. You're not the labels. You're not the programming. You're also not the things that you have done, nor are you the things that have been done to you. You have to remember, you are the one, the real you, the essence of you is the consciousness that is experiencing all of the story, all of that. You, me, we, each one of us are the unchanging awareness that is quietly observing everything else that's changing all around us. That's the truth of who each one of us are. And then this part here, the ego. Right? We have this ego. It's kind of like a suit of clothes that we put on. You know, the ego is not the enemy. It's simply a case of mistaken identity. Right? Yeah, that's good, right? That's a really good one. Yeah. So, is the video's downloaded? Yes, the video is ready to play. So this gentleman's name is, he goes by Prince EA. Love Prince EA. You might have seen this one. It's got some years on it now. I think it's 7 or 8 years old, but I think it was updated just this year. And it's called No Labels. And I would just like for you to hear his presentation. It's really, I think, very powerful. So go ahead and hit play. Or do I hit play?
Because there are
Sorry
5
for the
a.m. flights in
commercial.
your area, there are drivers in your area.
Oops. Oops. That's YouTube for you.
I am not Black. I mean, that's what the world calls me, but it's not me. I didn't come out of my mother's womb saying, "Hey, everybody, I'm Black." No, I was taught to be Black. And you were taught to call me that, along with whatever you call yourself. It's just a label. See, from birth, the world force feeds us these labels. And eventually, we all swallow them. We digest and accept the labels, never, ever doubting them. But there's one problem. Labels are not you, and labels are not me. Labels are just labels. But who we truly are is not skin deep. See, when I drive my car, no one would ever confuse the car for me. Well, when I drive my body, why do you confuse me for my body? It's my body. Get it? Not me. Let me break it down. See, our bodies are just cars that we operate and drive around. The dealership we call society decided to label mine the black edition, yours the Irish or white edition. And with no money down, 0% APR, and no test drive, we were forced to own these cars for the rest of our lives. Forgive me, but I fail to see the logic or pride in defining myself or judging another by the cars we drive. Because who we truly are is found inside. Listen, I'm not here to tell you how science has concluded that genetically we're all mixed and race in the human species doesn't exist, or how every historian knows that race was invented in the 15th century to divide people from each other and it has worked perfectly. No, I'm not here to lecture. I just want to ask one question. Who would you be if the world never gave you a label? Never gave you a box to check? Would you be white, black, Mexican, Asian, Native American, Middle Eastern, Indian? No, we would be one. We would be together. No longer living in the era of calling human beings black people or white people. These labels that will forever blind us from seeing a person for who they are, but instead seeing them through the judgmental, prejudicial, artificial filters of who we think they are. And when you let an artificial label define yourself, then my friend, you have chosen smallness over greatness and minimized yourself, confined and divided yourself from others. And it is an undeniable fact that where there is division, there will be conflict, and conflict starts wars. Therefore, every war has started over labels. It's always us versus them. So the answer to war, racism, sexism, and every other ism is so simple that every politician has missed it. It's the labels. We must rip them off. Isn't it funny how no baby is born racist, yet every baby cries when they hear the cries of another, no matter the gender, culture, or color, proving that deep down we were meant to connect and care for each other. That is our mission, and that is not my opinion. That is the truth. In a world that has sold us fiction, please listen. Labels only distort our vision, which is why half of those watching this will dismiss it or feel resistance and conflicted. But just remember, so did the caterpillar. Before it broke through its shell and became the magnificent butterfly. Well, these labels are our shells, and we must do the same thing so we can finally spread our wings. Human beings were not meant to be slapped with labels like groceries and supermarkets. DNA cannot be regulated by the FDA. We were meant to be free, and only until we remove them all and stop living and thinking so small will we be free to see ourselves and each other for who we truly are. So what can we do in the face of all this madness and chaos? What is
Good, right? You can find it on YouTube. I'm not a
Because there are
label.
large.
Yeah, and I wore my my butterfly garb today, just in honor of that. In our butterfly garden, which y'all need to go outside and take a look. People have worked so hard out there in our butterfly garden. But yeah, we're not the labels, right? We're not the labels. So I have a little guided imagery I want to do with you all that I'm calling the mirror of awareness. And it says the spiritual journey is learning to rest as awareness, to know ourselves not as the changing form, but as the changeless essence behind it. Right? So if you want to just, get nice and comfy in your seat. Put your feet down on the ground and feel yourself grounded in your chair. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in and gently let it go. Again, inhale peace and exhale any tension you might be carrying. Just feel it all flow out down to the ground, down into the seat where you're sitting. Allow your body to settle into this moment, knowing you are supported and safe. And just feel at ease. And now just imagine you're standing in a quiet room with a tall, full-length mirror before you. Soft light surrounding you. The air feels calm and gentle. And as you look into the mirror, you see your reflection as it appears today. The person who arrived here this morning. Notice your face. Notice your eyes and the way you hold yourself. This is the image the world sees. The you who is moving through time and space as you today. Now imagine that beside this reflection, other images begin to appear. You see your younger self. Maybe it's you as a child. Maybe it's you as a teenager. Maybe you're seeing yourself as a young adult. You can see how your appearance has changed over the years and how time has shaped your face and your body. And yet, as you gaze upon these reflections, notice something else that is remarkable. Through every age and every stage of your life, there has always been you, the one who is aware, the one who sees. The awareness that looks through your eyes now is the same awareness that looked out from the eyes of your 4-year-old self. That looked out from the eyes of your 12-year-old self. That looked out through your eyes as a young adult. It is the same consciousness that has witnessed your joys, your sorrows, your lessons, your tears, your wonders, and your becoming. Now take a breath and rest in that realization that beneath all of the change, something in you has never changed. This presence, this awareness is constant, it's eternal, and it is ever untouched by time or circumstance. Now imagine around you are the roles and the labels that you've worn throughout your life. The titles, the responsibilities, the identities that have shaped how you see yourself. Survivor, creator, mentor, challenger, parent, partner, teacher, leader, caregiver, achiever, helper. See these identities and labels as garments draped over your shoulders. Now, one by one, gently remove the layers, the labels and the identities you've worn throughout your life. With each release, feel lighter, freer, it's more open. As you remove the layers, honor them, for they've served a purpose, but they are not the truth or essence of who you are. Because underneath them all, your light, your being remains as it has always been, pure, radiant, and whole, unshakable, impenetrable, undivided from source and the substance of all of this. And now turn your attention from the mirror to the awareness behind it, to the observer, to that witnessing consciousness. This is the real you, the self that has no beginning and no end. This is the you that knows you're not your body. You're not your story. You're not even your reflection. This is the consciousness that animates all that is. It is the same consciousness that is the very fabric of our universe. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow yourself to rest as that awareness, knowing there's nothing to fix, nothing to change. You can just be. Feel your awareness expanding and filling the room, gently merging with the consciousness of every being around you. For we are all many reflections mirroring one light. Rest here for a few moments in the peace of your eternal self. Now silently affirm to yourself, I am not my roles, my past, or my reflection. I am the timeless awareness that witnesses it all. As I release what is temporary, I remember what is eternal. And now take another deep grounding breath. Feel the chair beneath you, your feet on the floor, the gentle rhythm of your breath bringing you back to this moment. And when you're ready, simply open your eyes, bringing with you the calm, the clarity, and the remembrance of who you really are. come back. Hmm. Isn't that a cool awareness, right? To look in the mirror and think about all of the change that has happened throughout all of the years and how different everything else is, but yet there's that one unchanging thing within each of us. It's profound. It's profound. Hmm. Yes, a question. Mhm. Yeah. I love that. And I'm going to repeat what you said because I want people to hear. What Mary said was that for people who've had near death experiences, that a meditative experience like that brings you right back into it because you have that understanding. When you have that type of experience, you have the memory. You have the memory of it. Thank you for sharing that. That's a discussion for another day. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So Eckhart Tolle says it this way: you are not you are not in the universe. You are the universe, an intrinsic part of it. Ultimately, you're not a person, but the focal point where the universe is becoming conscious of itself. Right? We are each the universe, this thing, if you want to call it God, whatever you want to call it, becoming aware of itself and living as you and me. What an incredible thing that is. It is a miracle. It really is. It really, truly is a miracle. And yet we let ourselves get caught up by all this crazy stuff, and we're living the miracle right here, right now. Yeah. So letting go isn't about loss. It's about acceptance, releasing the past, and creating space for your future good. Do you know about that little guy there, that monkey? Do you know the metaphor there, the analogy? So this is how monkeys, that is what I'm told. I've never done it. I've never seen it, but that monkeys are caught in the wild. They put things that monkeys like, bananas, nuts, things like that, inside of gourds and bottles and things like that. And then the monkey goes in and it puts his hand in to grab whatever it is, and it grabs it, right? Makes a fist, tries to pull it out, and what happens? It can't pull its arm out, right? Because the fist is too big to go through the neck of the jar or the gourd or whatever it is. And so they get caught because they won't let go. They won't let go. That's how people catch them. And this is what happens to us. You get a handful of some goodie, right? Something, and sometimes it's just something you want to hold on to, right? Maybe it's a resentment. That person really pissed me off and I want them to know it, and I'm going to keep holding on to that. Or maybe it's the memory. Maybe it's a beautiful memory of something gone, something that is past, right? That's done, but you can't let go of that, right? Maybe it's the accomplishment. Maybe it's the stuff, whatever it is, and we just keep holding on to it because you never know if I'm going to get another chance again, right? And what happens is you're keeping yourself from your greater good. You are allowing yourself to stay trapped. And by holding on to all of this stuff, you do not allow yourself to embrace what life is wanting to give you next. Right? Can anybody else relate to that? I tell you, this is why I teach this stuff. I need the reminders every day, every day. Letting go is not about loss. It is about creating space for your future good. And so with that, I will leave you with an affirmation. I love this image. I would never do that. But I love seeing it. Isn't that amazing that there are people that can do that, right? I easily and gracefully release that which no longer serves me, embracing the new freedom and possibilities that await me. I said it once. Y'all want to say it with me? Okay. I easily and gracefully release that which no longer serves me, embracing the new freedom and possibilities that await me, right? Yes, yeah. Do your arms up like that and just Receive. Make yourself ready to receive. Ah, didn't that feel good? I love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so I think we have the perfect song to follow this. We got some more people coming up. Can I stay up here with you?
Sure.
No, I didn't practice, but I know the song really well. All right. All right. All right.
All right, activating down into that root chakra. Gonna move that energy on up. This is something new for me, so I'm working on this. Should be interesting. It is interesting. There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling to make it through another day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Your turn. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Let's affirm it together. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on now. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. If you have to. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Really this time. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Really affirm it now. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Good job, Joyful Expressions, and today that included you. Thank you
All
so
right.
very much. This has been so much fun seeing what's been unfolding for me. Oh, hey, baby. Post Posy. Post Posy, we have been doing quite a bit, and music and the way that it's been transforming through our life as Joyful Expressions. We would love to share that journey with you if you're curious about it and want to know more. Yep. Yeah. All right. Thank
All
you guys so much.
right.
Celebrating our abundance.
Yes, yes. Well, in this moment, let's call Reverend Peggy up here today. We don't always get graced by her presence. Reverend Dr. Peggy Hostetler, who was the minister here before myself, and I'm always grateful when she is able to join us and be with us. Thank you so much.
Cindy. Before we go on, Reverend Cindy, stand up here a minute. Few people have an opportunity to see such courage as you saw this morning in Reverend Cindy's lesson. We all can have those life experiences that are threatening to us at the time, but as we go through them and grow through them, sometimes we push them down and we don't share them as examples for others. And this is what Reverend Cindy did for each of us this morning, and I just want to especially thank you. I remember those hours and those days, and to see you standing here talking about it the way you did this morning as a lesson for all of us is better than any parable I could ever think of, right? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And I would like to just say one more thing about your lesson, if I might.
Absolutely.
And that is that we're not all these roles that we could talk about. But as we know who we are as spirit and expression, we can let that flow through the roles that we play and do them better.
Yeah.
So it isn't that we're not a mother or a grandmother or a sister or a teacher. It's that we are spirit and expression. And as we know that, we let the spirit of all that is flow through the gifts that we give the world, and they're up-leveled as a result. Yeah. A wonderful lesson this morning. Thank you for that. Okay, so here's our affirmation. It is the nature of life to give of itself, as it is the
nature to
to
bear
give
fruit,
and the flower's nature to bloom. It is my nature to share the gifts of my time, talent, and treasure. I participate in the divine flow of life, giving generously and receiving abundantly. I am blessed and I am a blessing. I am grateful. And so Pam has the baskets, and of course we're not limited to giving a basket today. I give once a month automatically. I love that. First week of every month, money goes into the bank account here. I'm not pushing the forward button. Sorry. So the ways to give include text. I did it right finally. Thank you. And here's the text number 352-320-5110. And if you do the text to give, you do have some setting up the very first time you do that, but then after that it's easy. You just text the number. And then of course you can go to CSL Ocala's website and hit the donate button as a way to give as well. There's no limit to how you can give. You can write a check and you can mail it to the center. You can carry it with you. What am I not doing right? Oh, okay. I went too far. Oops. This is a special show that you're getting. Not every day do you get this show. Okay, I'll just let it go now. But let's pray about it. Let's pray about the wonder, abundance that flows through us. Oh, prayer requests, yes. One of our practitioners, Norma, has a prayer request there. If anyone has a request for prayer, if you'd hold up your hand, she'd probably take you one. And if not, you can put it in later. and they'll be in the back. And Reverend Cindy and your practitioners, Donna and Norma and myself, pray about those requests. And we love to pray. And we love to know of answered prayers. And so as you submit a prayer, know that it's not just being written down. Those who believe in prayer and know that Spirit's always working in good and wonderful ways in our lives is helping to bring about that answered prayer because it already exists in divine mind. Okay, let's turn within for a gratitude prayer right now, shall we? I do give thanks for the tithes and offerings here today. I give thanks that Center for Spiritual Living Ocala exists, and that it exists because it's a divine idea in the mind of infinite spirit, and because it's supported by so many, by volunteers, by love, by givingness. Center for Spiritual Living Ocala thrives because of the value that it brings to planet Earth. And things that are valuable are always supplied with everything they need. I give thanks also knowing that as we give, we set that law of circulation in motion in new and wonderful ways, and it comes back tenfold and more to bless our individual lives. Let us all in this moment feel the prosperity that we share. We live in an abundant universe. We can't count the blades of grass in this yard or the leaves on the trees. We can't count the stars in the heavens. The infinite is forever pouring itself upon us, and I give thanks that this is so. I give thanks for each and every prayer request today, knowing that the answer to each prayer already does exist in divine mind, and that the Ministry of Prayer team here at Center for Spiritual Living Ocala knows this truth, prays it, it comes into being, and people are blessed. I give thanks that all of this is so, and so it is.
So it is. Thanks so much, Reverend Peggy. All right. So, thank you. You see why she was my mentor and teacher, and she's just phenomenal. Thank you so much. I carry you in my heart all the time. I wouldn't be here, obviously, without that woman right there. So, Science of Mind magazine that I mentioned earlier is out there in the vestibule. It's 2 months in every issue, and it's got affirmations and just great articles and things to help you throughout the month. So, it's a wonderful resource that we have. Our newsletter comes out once a month if you would like to receive it, and the sign-up sheet is on that front desk over there. And if you're not receiving it already, if you signed up, let us know. Sometimes we have some glitches, but you should have received it for September. Ooh, went too fast there. Okay, Butterfly Garden Tea Party. That's next week, next Saturday, to celebrate all the work that has been done for our Butterfly Garden. Yes, Donna.
Just a little bit about the Butterfly Garden. If you would like to be present for a butterfly release, please, it would be very helpful if you can do your donation ahead of time. The limited amount of butterflies, but it's quite magical. Limited amount. So we need, please see Pam so we can get you on that list and get you the butterfly for your magical moment. Okay? You're going to be ushering them out into the world to spread love.
Are they being released Saturday? Is that what's happening
Yes,
at this?
Saturday, 3 to 5.
Fabulous.
Yes. I plan on getting really dressed up because I don't get to wear a gown very often. So it'll be fun. It'll
Tea
be
party.
fun. Me and my grandbaby going to dress up.
All right. The Fall Festival is the following Saturday. We're having a trunk or treat.
Yes. And if you'd like to join in the trunk or treat part, you can buy those decorate your trunk on Amazon. It's actually not uber expensive.
Or
and
buy
put your
it
treats
somewhere
in
else.
there,
Doesn't
or
have
buy
to
it
be
somewhere
Amazon.
else. It doesn't matter. You can decorate your trunk however you want to do it, and have your treats available for the children. There's a sign up back there for your trunk if you'd like to have a trunk, so that way we don't have the same stuff. We want to make it exciting for our littles as they go around. And we're going to be having a kid-centric drum moment, so whoever wants to go out there and drum by the fire, we're going to invite you to do that throughout the time. So sometimes you need to release energy and pound it out. And so that's the invitation.
Excellent. Sounds like a fun time. Let's see. Building the Beloved Community Series. That is the 4th Sunday of the month. We're talking about grief and the grace of letting go. myself and Nikki Immediato, who is our resident therapist here. She's got an office right there at in the back of the building. Those of you who don't know, or maybe you've seen her and don't realize that's who she is and what she does. So we will be having a chat the fourth Sunday. And then the following Sunday, November 1st, or Saturday, excuse me, we'll be having family constellations during the day with John Moore. How many of you love family constellations? Such an amazing, amazing experience. Please don't miss this opportunity. It really is, it is transformative to experience this work. Yes, and it's not on there. $50 is the suggested love offering for that workshop, and it's from 1:30 to 4:30. And I promise you, you will get that $50 worth and a whole lot more. And then we have one of our favorite musical divas coming to spend, yes, Saturday evening with us, doing her one-woman show, Ministar, Amy Steinberg, 7:30, $30 suggested love offering. Please bring friends for this. You just don't want to miss this. Although, actually, no kids. Did I say kids? Friends, yes, but just be careful because her language is a little salty, so you don't want to bring little people who, if you don't want them to hear that kind of language, but she does let it all hang out, you know. Yes, and then we'll be together on a panel the next morning. Volunteer opportunities, there is so many ways that you can help out here. We are still looking for someone to help us with our books. We could use someone to help us with our social media and marketing and lots of things, organization, the office, outside, tons of things. If you have a gift and you'd like to share it with our community, please approach myself, Donna, Norma, anyone else on the board. Blessing our children. I think we have one this morning. We have a child. Do you want to come up? Does she want to come up with Grandma? Come on, Corinne. Right. Doesn't she look beautiful today? With her fairy dress.
Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine. If I dare, shine, shine.
All right. And so we say, y'all know if you've been here, right? Rub your hands together and send some love. And we send it to ourselves, too, to everybody, right? We honor you. We see your light. May it shine on all that you do. And all right. And ourselves too, right? We honor you, or I honor myself. I see my own light. May it shine on all that I do. And so it is. All right. And I think with that, we are concluded for this morning. We'll just say the prayer for protection together. Y'all are up for that? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Have a fabulous, fabulous week, everyone. All right.